Last month, I decided that I wanted to upgrade my coffee maker. So I was talking to my team about this decision in our Slack channel. They gave me so many ideas of getting the Nespresso or the AeroPress or get a Mochi or what are the different brands that I could potentially invest in. And I got like super overwhelmed because dude, there are a lot of coffee devices out there. And so I did obviously what everyone does and I went to Google. But when I was looking for that information around Google, I wasn't just looking for world's best cup of coffee. I'm not Buddy the Elf.
Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody.
I'm not just gonna see a sign in the window and approve it. I wanted to be able to go deep. Information that I found was really detailed because every site that I was looking at had niched down. The sites that I was finding went into a lot of detail and were really made for coffee aficionados, people who really care. And they're willing to spend more on their coffee, and they'll probably use an affiliate link from those websites. And so by being super specific, they're going to get those high-end buyers who are willing to spend, I don't know, hundreds of dollars on their coffee every year. So what do these coffee blogs have to do with your business SEO? Well, aside from the fact that I make better YouTube videos after drinking really good coffee, we're going to be talking in today's video about whether or not you need to niche down in the ways that those coffee blogs did, how it can help your business, but how you don't have to be scared of choosing a niche. So stick with me and I'll be back to explain more right after this. Don't know what this was. Let's keep it. It's fun. Hi, I'm Meg Casebolt, the founder of Love It First Search, where we help online entrepreneurs to show up in search results and then turn those new readers into leads, subscribers, and sales. In today's video, I'll be talking all about the question that I hear all the time, which is, do I really have to niche down my business? Before I leap into this, let me define the term niche, or some people say niche. Same thing, it's just a tomato situation, even though I don't know anybody who says tomato anymore, except my Canadian aunt, but that's okay. When we talk about niching down your business, we're talking about choosing a specialization. That's basically all it is. So is there a particular thing that you know better than anybody else, or a particular thing that you want to sell to your ideal client? That can be your niche, or your niche, whatever you want to call it. And today I want to talk to you about how choosing that specialization and claiming your expertise and really doubling down on a niche of some kind can help you get found more easily and more quickly in search results using SEO. The biggest concern that people seem to have when it comes to niching down is, but if I niche down, aren't I just decreasing the pool of potential candidates to work with me? And yeah, that's one way that you can think of it. But can you imagine a gynecologist saying, I don't really want to niche down. I think I would just want to treat everyone with my gynecological services. I'll just totally get a bunch of men coming in to work with me. I don't want to niche to just women with my gynecology. No, they became a specialist. When you're looking for medical services, you want to find somebody who can help you with what you're looking for. Sure, there are going to be generalists. There are going to be people out there that can help you with all sorts of things with your primary care provider. But when it comes to specific things that you need, you want to find somebody who knows your eyes or your feet or the specific problems that you're having in your body. I mean, I really like my ophthalmologist, but I don't want him to do my pap smear. But the medical profession has this as part of their structure. You, as a business owner, maybe didn't have to choose your specialization after 4 years of medical school and then you go into a specialty. So how can you choose a niche for your business that will help you get found? Sometimes when people consider niching down and feel a little bit nervous about it, it's because they don't want to pigeonhole themselves into only doing one thing or having only one type of client forever. I struggled with this a lot as a web designer when I started working with a lot of interior designers, and I loved them, but then I was like, oh, but what if I do still want to work with therapists or coaches or people in other industries, and I really only get the interior designers who are finding me? That was really scary for me as a web designer. But I also found that those interior designers, by knowing that I had experience working with interior designers, were consistently sending me their friends and their colleagues as a word of mouth referral to help me get found for that. And then the more that I put those interior design examples into my portfolio, the more of them found me. So it didn't feel like I was limiting my pool of candidates. It felt like I was deepening my pool of candidates because the interior designers were searching for interior design websites, and they were much more likely to hire somebody who had that experience. And that didn't mean I couldn't work with the therapists or the coaches. It just meant that I would need to create some additional resources for those particular audiences. When you choose an expertise, that doesn't have to be the only thing that you do forever, but it can be a section of your website. You don't have to change your homepage to say, nope, I only do web design for interior designers and that's it, and I won't take anyone else. Your homepage can just talk about web design, and then you can have a series of blog posts or things in your portfolio specific to those different types of audiences that you're working with. So I could have a blog post about how to create a great website for interior designers that links to those portfolio pieces, and another blog post that's all about how to do web design for therapists and have more resources just for that audience. By intentionally selecting the industries that I loved working with as a web designer, I was more likely to get more of those ideal clients coming to find me, both through word of mouth and through search. And then I shared those portfolio items on social, and they got shared in those communities, and it ended up being something that the tighter I got my audience, the more of those ideal clients I was able to clone and attract and call into my business. And it became easier and easier to find those people. Now, choosing specific industries often feels like the easiest way to niche down, but maybe you don't want to niche by industry. Maybe you have a specific type of person or a condition that they have that you want to help them with. Niching down not by industry, but by your audience. For example, I worked with a coach who specifically works with women with high-risk pregnancies. So it isn't just that she works with people in the tech sector. Instead, she's trying to find people in a very specific phase of life with conditions that she can help them with. I have another client who works with moms with ADHD. She specifically wants to help them with how to organize their homes and make sure that their kids are getting the support that they need and also taking care of themselves when they have this neurodevelopmental condition. So you can choose that niche of helping a specific target audience without needing to choose just an industry. Another option is to niche down by the way that you want to support people and the training that you have. I have a client who is an Ayurveda wellness coach, and so whatever advice she gives to her clients is seen through the lens of the practice of Ayurveda. And I have a client who's a personal trainer, but she doesn't want to be focused on weight loss. Instead, she takes a body neutral stance to it. She wants to help her clients get stronger and healthier without necessarily using the scale as the way to evaluate whether or not they're successful. You can also specialize based on the outcome that your client is going to get from working with you. So they're going to have a really organized Notion workspace, or they're going to finish their work with you and have a client onboarding process that works really well for them. If you don't want to niche down to a specific industry or audience, instead, you can specialize by marketing your services in a specific geography. So if you're an accountant and you live in Seattle, you could choose to just work with small businesses in Washington state. And they'll trust you a little bit more because you know the rules about how you submit your taxes to the state of Washington and maybe the specific county that you're in. You can become a specialist in those specific tax laws for your region, and people will be much more likely to trust you because you're not trying to learn them when you're living in another state. The cool thing about niching down your business in this way is that it really helps to set you apart from other people who may have similar training than you or a similar background to you. I made a list of who are the coaches that I've worked with in the past 2 years, and I had a list of 24 coaches. And each of those coaches, I was able to identify what do they help people with, what is the outcome that they help people get, and I would be able to refer each of those coaches coaches to different people based on their needs. There was no one coach to end all coaches. This isn't the one ring to rule them all. Instead, it's about making sure that you have what's called a good product market fit, that people who have a specific need can find you at a specific moment and you can answer the need that they have. If you go just look for the word coach, then probably you're actually going to find purses. You're not even going to find the world's best coaches. I mean, maybe you'll find Martha Beck, but there's only one Martha Beck, and there are millions of coaches out there. But if you're looking for a coach that can help you use restorative yoga to calm down your nervous system because your teenagers are driving you crazy, I know exactly the coach to send you to, and she will be able to help you right away because she understands exactly what you are going through. And the cool thing about niching down is that even though there may be fewer people that you could help, when you show up in those search results, the results are going to be less competitive because fewer people are talking about what you do. And when people find you, they're going to be like, yes, this person gets me. This is exactly what I need. So I want to give you permission to specialize your business in some way, whether that is the industry that you serve, the audience that you serve, the software that you use, the outcomes that you give people, the location that you're helping people, whatever that looks like. Find some way, maybe 2 or 3 of those ways that you can specialize down so that you can help the ideal clients to find you more easily and make them feel like, yes, this is what I need and I want to book a call with this person right now. And I need this product delivered to my door tomorrow. If you thought this video was helpful, make sure to like it. And if you want more tips about how to attract your ideal people into your audience and turn them into your clients and your customers, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'll be back next week with even more SEO and content marketing tips. See you then.